As we know, Newcastle United have appointed Paul Mitchell as their new sporting director, replacing Dan Ashworth at the helm. On last week's NUFC Thursday show, I brought you my instant reaction. In this video, I'm going to give you the 2 reasons why Newcastle United have gone for this man and what he will bring to St James's Park and why he is the right man to be in charge. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for all the support continuing on the channel as well. I'm nearly at 400 subscribers. Can we get to 500 by the time the season starts? As you can see, I've got a new microphone. Apologies for the quality of the video kind of suffering, but hopefully that'll not last too long. I'm going to look at investing in a new compatible camera. We'll see how that goes. But on this video, as I've mentioned at the top, I'm going to be looking at the 2 reasons why Paul Mitchell is the man for Newcastle United, and we'll get straight into it with the first one. A lot of confusion and debate about what Dan Ashworth's main role was at Newcastle United. Was he there for recruitment? Was he there more for overlooking everything and the all-encompassing role? I think that was certainly the case for Ashworth. He looked after the women's team, which obviously Paul Mitchell will do, but Paul Mitchell is more focused on recruitment. That's where he's got his name in previous jobs. That's where he's got his reputation from, and that's what he's known for. He's incredibly attentive, but this is where he shines. We can take a look at his career, starting from Southampton, running from Tottenham, a Red Bull Group at RB Leipzig, and Monaco before Newcastle. Starting with Tottenham, look at the recruitment that he drove, at the era that he drove it in. Spurs finished 3rd and 2nd in that time with the players that he helped sign. Kieran Trippier, obviously Newcastle's on-field captain. Son Heung-min. Dele Alli is the massive one, obviously showing that he understands both the domestic market and the Championship, but also Europe as well. I mean, going to Germany and getting Son, looking at Trippier playing in the Championship for Burnley for a good and impressive season in the Premier League there. And then also, obviously, Ali was highly rated as a teenager at MK Dons, and he went straight into the team and hit the ground running. That was really impressive work from Spurs overall, but that was led by Mitchell. Lots of Spurs fans are saying in the last few days how well Newcastle have done to get this man in, and a lot of that is down to that recruitment. But previously, Southampton, he lost Dejan Lovren, Nathaniel Klein and Adam Lallana to Liverpool in that summer after gaining promotion with them to the Premier League in the first place, and then brought in Sadio Mane, brought in Toby Alderweireld, brought in Graziano Pella, really talented players that took Southampton on to qualify for Europe. Mane obviously being the standout player, given that he went over to Liverpool and shone there as well. Again, it's more evidence that he knows the market to go and find players in different corners of Europe. And pertinent to Southampton is reacting to a difficult summer with sales. Obviously, Newcastle have Bruno Guimaraes, who's had a release clause in his contract. Alexander Isak probably going to sign a new contract with a release clause in it. There's been interest in Anthony Gordon this summer as well. There may be a point where Newcastle have to sell a player that they don't particularly want to maybe comply with PSR. Paul Mitchell has a track record of making quick decisions to improve a squad, even off the back of a difficult decision to sell a key player. Look at Spurs as well. That recruitment drive really got them back on track after a difficult time in the aftermath of Gareth Bale's sale as well. So went on to the Red Bull Group, and that's where scouring Europe really came into play. Dani Olmo from Dinamo Zagreb is a massively key player for that team. Even now, he may very well be sold for a massive profit this summer. Nordi Mukiele, who's now on at PSG, was sold for a massive profit. Patrick Schick came in. He's now gone on to play for Bayer Leverkusen and was a key player for Xabi Alonso, and we're in the Bundesliga last season. So much quality coming through all these different points in his recruitment drives for 3 different clubs that have performed particularly well while he's been there. He'll bring the sort of experience and sort of understanding of very different markets. Will be very key for what Newcastle need going forward. The other thing is academy. Now, we haven't touched on Monaco. This is what was mostly his remit there. He had a huge number of players come through that system that he helped push on, including but not limited to Aurelien Tchouameni. Tchouameni is probably the best example of Mitchell's time there. He's gone on to Real Madrid. He's going to become a world-class player if he isn't already. And obviously you've got Kylian Mbappe. You only need to watch the Mbappe documentary on the BBC iPlayer to understand what the Monaco Academy was all about. It's always been highly rated. That predates Paul Mitchell, but Mitchell understood it and helped it grow and helped it move along, and obviously oversaw a development of players like Tchouameni, which is absolutely huge. And that's huge for Newcastle in terms of 2 ways, because they obviously want players to come through the academy and make an impact in the first team in the way that Louis Miley has. The academy has been a issue for Newcastle. It was left to rot under Mike Ashley, and you've seen the result of that when they went to lose 8-0 to the A-League All-Stars in Australia at the end of last season. That was a lot of players who were still here from the Mike Ashley era. There's definitely a desire to improve and move on and invest in the academy. Paul Mitchell has a track record of being the man to oversee that. He did that with Monaco. He also did it with Southampton as well. Look at the academy that they've got there. The likes of Adam Lallana's come through that. Gareth Bale, obviously. Theo Walcott. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Years ago, Alan Shearer. There's been plenty more since. Still rely on that conveyor belt of academy talent to come through. Newcastle need that, not only for first team impact, but also to comply with PSR. It's the best way for teams to make easy profit off academy graduates, as Newcastle did with Elliot Anderson. So Newcastle have acted to get somebody in who's particularly strong in areas that they need to build on. They know the price of players. You've seen Max Kilman today going to West Ham for 40 million, and he was a player that Newcastle were interested in. Got £10 million reportedly for Dan Ashworth out the door for Manchester United. Manchester United were interested in bringing Paul Mitchell in to work with Ashworth and also to have this role pre-Ineos as well. So his reputation precedes him. He's a really, really talented man, and I think Newcastle have got the right man in at the right time. This is a fantastic appointment, as mentioned on Thursday. I hope you've enjoyed this more detailed breakdown as to what exactly he's done in 2 key ways that will improve Newcastle United going forward. Thanks very much for joining me on this video. Please continue to like, share and subscribe. Let's get to 500 subscribers before the start of the season. It's a big target, but I think we can do it. Cheers.